After the Flash 8 is a game that doesn't really mean that much to me. And usually, when you hear these video essays, it's the opposite. It's, oh, this thing means a lot to me, or oh, this thing means a lot to me. I don't really care about this game, but I do care about After the Flash, to some extent. I'm currently in college, and I haven't touched the Roblox role-playing scene in nearly 4 years. I quit this After the Flash as a game back in 2022, which is three plus years ago, which is an insane amount of time, and I've matured a lot as a person. I've really moved away from YouTube entirely. But looking back on it, was it as bad as I thought it was? Or was the community as toxic or demented as I made it out to be in my earlier videos? And today I'll be going over the main question. Is After the Flash 8 really all that good? And in extension, is After the Flash, as a story, as a community, and as a game series, worth your time? Or worth anything else? To start our journey into the exploration of After the Flash 8 Wintertide, I will be going over the first few roleplay experiences I had when I came back to the game, I don't know, 4 days ago. And it's all thanks to my good friend here, RBX Squid, who I'll be calling Lucas throughout the rest of this video. So, I was just minding my own business one day, and he said, "Hey, do you want to play Wintertide?" And I'm like, "I have not thought about After the Flash in around 2.5 years, so why not?" And a couple of Robux later to buy a couple passes, give a little bit of money to chat, put a little bit of tithe in the offering container. Here we are. So I'll be showing you my first build that I had here. Talking about my first roleplay interactions, giving the ups and the downs, and giving ATF8 its fairest shot I've ever given it. This here was my first build in After the Flash 8 since coming back 4 days ago. It's a simple, box style house, just metal everywhere, and it served a simple purpose as I don't have all the prop extensions, so, like, what's the lore of this place gonna be? It's, the whole thought. Anyway, it's a place for these World War II LARPers here, and they're part of this faction I've been thinking about. There's like two guys up here. This guy's name's Caribou, and my guy's name was Elk. We're the last bit of this faction of LARPers that revolved around like deer and stuff. And the other guys already left, and they went down to like the southern Midwest or something. They left Elk and Caribou up here to cover their ass. So they're stuck in an outpost with little to no supplies. With a constant threat of being raided, looted, robbed. No ammo, since most of their guns are, of course, World War II style guns, so it's kind of hard to find, 30 caliber rounds lying around 100 and something years after they stopped being produced. Here's our amazing rations, a can of beans. But here's where we get to our first, communal interaction. It was here. So we met with this dude, and we probably should not have trusted him. Average ATF mistake. And we invited him into our home for a night. And Caribou was sitting over here, and this guy was like in a balaclava or someone, like looking like a IRA soldier. Obviously, he started CRPing, and being like my first day back, I didn't really want to get into a CRP encounter, so I was like telling the dude, like, hey, I get it, you want to do CRP right now, you want to fight us, I'm really not into that, but we did it anyway. And a bunch of comeuppance later, it ended up in like a brawl, had like a shotgun misfired or something. But these people came. It was like another robot dude, worse than just your average CRP. They're the addictive kinds. I don't know if you guys remember from Mirage, but they're the people that would use metavision to find out where everyone is, and then just start a raid and kill everybody because they feel like it. So they ruin everyone's RP just because they want to. But that was our first day back, and in our first day we got robbed, and it wasn't particularly the best, but we were determined to find an actually worthwhile RP. Saw like a blimp up in the sky. I'm like, oh man, that's really cool. So I went up to the blimp, and I'm like, yo, it'd be really cool if our two guys cross paths, but guy in the blimp wants money. My guy has money. My guy wants to get out of here. That guy has a blimp. So we meet up with this guy. He's a great person to RP with. He's funny, but it's a great RP. We give him some payment, and he sends us on his way. We finally leave this dumpster hole of a place. We go up on this helipad up here, and we finally skedaddle. And of course, something's bad gonna happen. So we crash into the bridge out there, and it's kind of where Elk and Caribou's RP ended. You can kind of see over Elk and Caribou's RP kind of the duality of what the ATF community is. And this isn't really ATF 8's fault. It's been an issue since 7, at least from my opinion. Is that CRP is annoying.
You're not better than me, Morgan. Damn you.
At least from my point of view. And is one of the reasons why I left, is that I was tired of constantly having to do a CRP whenever I went into a server instead of settling down and do a survival RP. And a lot of people I've talked to in this game is that when you constantly have just like the same people or the same kind of people just ruining your time and wasting your own time with a bunch of bullshit arguments, talk about, oh, this shotgun's so loud, so I knew exactly where you were. It's like, oh, this is that, or this is that, and it justifies them wasting your time as it's not fun, right? It could be for them, but it's not fun for everybody. Now, this gets us to our third facet of something that's definitely changed the ATF community that I had no idea this happened. There's a lot of furries here now, like a lot. And a lot of these furries aren't the smartest. And I don't mean that to be rude to the furry community, because I know furries watch my videos, or used to. Is that when we crashed this blimp, this guy spawned like a D-Day reenactment OOC build right next to us. And because, Caribou and Elk are 101st Airborne LARPers, we had to take part in this. Like, we had to. And we're taking part in this, and these two furries show up. God bless them. They were like, you can't have this big an OOC build. And I was completely fine with it. I'm like, alright, fine. We only were there for like 5 minutes, just like shooting our way up the beach. It was just a blast. And then one of them said, plus Americans weren't even at D-Day anyway. Which, pause, is a complete lie. And so we started an argument with those people because they had no idea what they're talking about. They only believed that British people were at D-Day. So they were either grossly misinformed for their entire life, lied to, or are dumber than a brick. So, what can you do about that? No education. Exactly. So, yeah, that we kind of faced a couple facets of people. I went to a faction meeting. I looked at a faction roll sheet for the first time ever in ATF in the past 4 days. I didn't fill it out because it's not worth my time, and I'm also at college, so I'm already writing a couple 3-page papers a week. Why'd add another one for something that's completely optional? So, yeah. So is After the Flash 8 Wintertide actually good? Well, it's a mix of everything, and honestly, if I were to take everything into account, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10, which isn't that bad. There's a couple bugs in the game that are pretty glaring and should be fixed, like, immediately. Like, if you take out a weapon and you, like, charge it, it doesn't work and you have to reset. So, that's bad. The community is pretty good, with people just, like, randomly meeting up with, like, the blimp guy, amazing example, the guy who spawned in D-Day. I mean, come on, bro, that's awesome. But then you also have downers, like the furries, and the CRPers, and the Gooners. And oh my god, I saw a bunch of Gooners today playing this game. That is crazy. Never want to see it again. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. It's been a joy making this video. It's a really fun video. I put my heart and soul into this. I hope you guys liked it.
But if you just let me know what y'all want to see, and I'll do it. So, anyway, I'll be ending this off here. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Day in the life of a true Brexit geezer. Wake up and meet the wife Susan. My little princess. Isn't she beautiful? Time to take George to football. Rev up the Bugatti. Quick stop at Toby's and load up that plate.